Hi, I'm Jack Canfield. You may know me as the co-author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series and the co-author of the book, The Success Principles, How to Get From Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. And I'm really happy today to be talking with Shirley Joffs and Marta Deberard, who are a powerful mother-daughter team who are marketing and education directors of Lumiceuticals, a harmonic light energy company. Now, they both have advanced degrees in English, both are certified nutrition counselors, and both are board-certified quantum light energy coaches. And their marketing company, Shine with Light, was founded on their passion for educating people about the all-encompassing energy of light to empower wellness on every level: physical, emotional, spiritual, and vibrational. In addition, Marta is an accomplished certified yoga instructor, wife and mother of 3 active children, and Shirley is a proud hands-on grandmother and wife and passionate believer in setting goals to empower people to shine. So I'm so happy to be talking to you guys today. So tell me a little bit more about, I gave a little bit of a brief introduction about you all, but tell me a little bit more about you. And you have this business.
Yes.
I want to know more about that. And I want our viewers to know about it because, as you remember, I met you guys at the Foot Zone conference in Utah. And I always go out to the exhibit area and I walk around because I'm a consummate learner and I want to be as healthy as I can. And I got fascinated by, there was more people around your booth than almost any other booth, lined up ready to take advantage of you demonstrating the power of your what should I call them, machines?
Light energy machines.
Light energy machines. And I did as well. And I sat there in a chair and had the treatment, if you will. And I came out of it like I'd just been meditating for an hour. I felt more energy, more relaxed. And I went, okay, I don't care what it costs, sign me up. I bought one, I have it, I've used it.
I was the one who had to have these lights, and the reason was my husband. He got a clot in his leg, Jack. The lower part of his leg swelled up so big that I freaked out, literally. It broke open on the side, and so I knew he had a clot. He was saying, no, I've just heard it. So while he was at the doctor's office, I was calling my friend who had told me about these lights. And I said, send them overnight, and she did. And so he came home with a prognosis of, it was awful. He was supposed to put his leg up, he was 75 years old, and I knew it would be devastating for him. And he might never get over this swelling, and he would never ski again, and we're a big skiing family. So we got the lights, we put them on, the miracle happened. And so he said to me, honey, look at this, you've got to tell people. And that's how it started. The business sort of came to us. It was an inspiration. And when we started telling people about it, and Marta, who's a yoga instructor and into energy anyway, then it burgeoned and we couldn't really stop it. So that's how we became Shine with Light.
Yeah, I think it's just, we realized we had a tool that really gave people the environment to heal. And that's a pretty miraculous thing to be able to do. So I started learning. I wanted to know the science of it, and when I found out that it was a lot of science, a lot of scientific backing to light therapy and how you can use it, I thought, wow, this is cool because it blends the scientific prowess with intuitive knowledge and just feels good, and you feel like you've come out of this meditative relaxation. And so we started sharing it with people, and the responses we got from, oh, my son's collarbone was broken and now it's healing much faster. And guess what? His eczema also has gone away on his leg at the same time. And wow, this is really powerful, what the body will do when it's given this environment. And so my shift came from this physical thing to what happens to us energetically, and why is this so powerful? And so for me, it was just really inspiring to learn all of that.
Now, your original goal was to share this with people because you were passionate about it, because it helped you so much.
Yes.
But now it's evolved. You have your own company with this, your distribution company. Talk about that.
Actually are the marketing arm for this continent, and we joined a group of manufacturers called Lumiceuticals, which means light as a self-healing tool. And we also started incorporating a lot of your work, Jack, so that we could set goals and grow. Wow. And what that means to us is that a lot of people are on lights now who weren't. And so that's our real goal, is to get people on lights and using this beautiful tool. So,
light up the world. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's what she started out. I want to light up Utah because that's where we lived. And so her whole goal was, let's light up Utah. And she was 71 at the time. so I thought I might help her out. But mainly I just try to keep up. And I think for me, I've gotten to watch my parents in the 70s when most people really slow down. I've gotten to watch them really be able to slow down the whole aging process instead. And so they've been able to keep their vitality and their energy and how they feel and act. And my dad, has no medications, and at age 81, he's on 0 medications. So that's the kind of thing we want to empower people with. So we said, here, we want to give people the opportunity to try a tool that really will support healing in their body and their mind and their spirit. And then from there, a lot of people decide that they want to be able to do this regularly. They want to be able to own it. And so we just help them do that.
Now, when we were talking off camera before we started this conversation, you talked about wanting everyone to shine, and your thing is called Shine with Light. What do you mean by having people shine?
Good question.
It is a good question. We're made of light. We're light beings. We're light in frequency, and we emanate an aura. And so when we apply light to the body, it literally shifts how the body works on the inside and the outside, and their emotions and everything. So Marta, let you talk about that a little.
Well, I think the cool thing is light. When you're working with light, you're healing yourself with that, which is your essence. I love that idea. So I want people to be as vibrant and radiant as they're meant to be, and in all levels of what they're doing. So it's their attitude, it's the energy to do what you want to do. It's also the vitality to have big dreams, and to have the awareness and the consciousness to follow those. And then it's also having your body work the way it's meant to work. I think the body's meant to be a healing tool, and if we can just give it the opportunity, it does amazing things. So shining to me is both physical, emotional, and spiritual. It's all of those things, and really meeting your highest goal of who you are.
Now, you talk about this light as harmonic light. What does that mean?
So the light is delivering information in the form of pulsation, and that is sound, basically. So it's not the light you hear, but your body feels it. And so it's both using the two primary energies that we are, light and vibration, and it's giving you both of those in a very safe and easy form. So that's what harmonic light means. It's harmonic with your healing potential, but it's also harmonic in that it's light being pulsed at specific frequencies.
And it tunes your body. That's what I love. And when after I come off of the lights, I feel in tune, balanced and in tune. So in addition to shining with the vibration, we also put red, blue, and near infrared light. You've looked at your lights and you can see that in them. And so that feeds the body. Those light colors, those wavelengths feed the body like a nutrient. And then you add the harmonic frequency. It's a wow. It's like a real win-win, because you're not only working with notice when someone walks into the room and they have a high frequency, they feel great, they look great, they shine. And that's what we're talking about. And so that aura and that sense of being fed with light at the same time is profound. So that's what we're doing.
Now, before we're done, I'm going to ask you guys to show people what we're talking about,
the lights.
The light machines. But before we do that, talk a little bit about, if you can, about what happened. I was reading something about what happens inside the cells, like nitric oxide gets produced, and there's all these things. Can you speak to that a little bit, the physiology of it all?
Well, it's cool because we are innately designed to take in light like a plant. And I think we forget that sometimes. But we take in light, and every cell in our body knows exactly what to do with it. And it will make literally more cellular energy. That's ATP. You might have heard of that. And it'll also help to oxygenate that cell. It helps to increase your circulation, and that's the nitric oxide. And it does it so well that it's actually an FDA cleared pain management system. And it also is FDA cleared to increase circulation. The other cool thing that's happening is every cell in your body, of course, is making a copy of itself all the time, right? And the better copy means anti-aging, means vibrant health, right? A poor copy means aging, disease. And so what this does is light actually helps the cell make a better copy, so that every moment you're using it and you're a part of that experience, you're literally helping your body to recreate a better version of you. And that's really exciting to work with. So that's what we would love to do.
Well, and in that process, when people know that they don't have to buy the story, that we're just getting old and, we're not worth anything anymore.
Right.
It gives hope. It gives you a sense of hope for the future and for your life and what you have to offer. Mm-hmm. So working on that basis is another reason I love the lights. Mm-hmm. It's you can make a better you and continue not to age.
Now, you've talked about your husband. We were talking about your granddaughter, I think, who
Yes.
fell in the backyard, and you applied this, and I think it has an anti-inflammatory effect as well.
Absolutely.
Obviously, the swelling went down, and your husband's foot allowed him to get into his ski boot. I'd like to hear some other stories of what you've seen happen for some, perhaps, clients or friends of yours that have used the lights.
Yes, okay.
Well, we have one gentleman in Idaho who accidentally, had a deep cut and had to have the surgically replace his thumb back, put it back on. And they were really worried because it wouldn't pink up. And they said, we're probably going to lose it. But he knew a friend of ours, an owner up in Idaho, and she said, just come try the lights. And so they saw it pink up right away. He kept using it. He did part of our 2-week trial of using it every day for 2 weeks, and he's been able to keep his thumb.
We have one family. They have a son who has Asperger's, and we have a philosophy that there's not a cell in the body that can't heal, and we don't like to give people false hope. We just say, hey, try it. It's non-invasive. It's here for you, and it's what you're made of. Well, this young man, he told his parents, he said, you want me to feel great? You get me those lights. And sure enough, he's happier at school.
Anxiety is a lot better.
Oh yeah, and he's come into their bedroom in the evening. He wouldn't go in there because they're saying their prayers and they're a very spiritual family. Now he comes there because internally he feels more connection
to that level
to
of
that
vibration.
family. Absolutely, it's profound.
That is
really.
Cool.
The other one I want to just share quickly is the man with all these diabetic wounds on his feet, and they were thinking of removing his foot, and with the lights, in a very short time, they all just sort of went, because you heal from the inside out when you're given the essence of what you are. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just everything. I've watched a gentleman who has Parkinson's, and he's got these tremors, and he does a light session, and I literally watched the tremors stop during the session.
Wow.
It's super profound. I just think the body, it doesn't matter what the issue, the body, when it's given the right environment, comes into a wonderful healing place and does wonderful work. And Harvard is recognizing this. There's a lot of research right now on the value of what's called photobiomodulation, and all that means is shining your body with light.
Photobiomodulation. Isn't it funny how we have to make these big terms
words.
to talk about
There's a whole paper about we must call it this, because then it sounds just so technical, but really it's taking, it's important that the lights be a certain quality, or else, my husband said this, why can't we just take our Christmas lights and shine them on? I said, won't that work? Give it to him to always want to save a little dollar here. But they need to be a certain quality and a certain wavelength, and there needs to be some science behind what they're doing. But it really can be as simple as shining light into the body, and the body's doing the work. So it's really powerful.
So let's take a moment and be able to show the light machines to people.
So what we have is, there is actually a light pad, and this is one example. This is our facial rejuvenator. I'll show you this because it's pretty cool what it looks like. I look like Flat Stanley all lit up.
Well,
right?
what the lights are doing through her skin now, they are helping increase collagen.
Yeah,
firmness.
This can be used as an anti-aging system, and it's really cool because there's red, infrared, and orange light actually being delivered right into the skin. And the cool thing, I've had some men say, oh, it's light, it's, you shine it on, it's gonna be bouncing off. And it's like, absolutely, it doesn't bounce off at all. It actually penetrates right in, all the way down into the bone. Near infrared light will go. And lots of great research, very valid thing to show how the body responds. So yeah, it plumps up collagen and does a wonderful job. So that's one thing. And your sinuses also love that. We also do one where someone's going to really experience relaxation. Then they're going to get more with a closed eye, this experience of both blue and red light, which actually helps balance the whole autonomic nervous system. What does that mean? Just like you said, it kind of put me in this relaxed state,
Yeah,
like meditation.
totally.
So I call this like meditation for dummies. You know, it's just like you just put it
Going
on
right
and
in.
back. And I've taught yoga for 15 years. That's the easiest shavasana I've ever done, is to just put it on and do it. So I love that my 80-year-old father can experience that relaxation as easily as my 9-year-old daughter. Then you can see here, this one, it's great because you can put it on certain areas of the body. So the adrenals are a big one. We have a coach that loves that, you know, she's like, all of my clients have adrenal fatigue. That means they've been under stress for a really long time. And so they'll put the lights on that area, they'll put it right on their skin, and they'll really feel those glands. The red light goes right into those glands and provides them with energy, provides them with an environment they can use to come back into their best being. And so we do all sorts of things. We shine it on the head. We shine it under the chin, and you can see it really, literally lights you up. I mean, it does something.
There's a lot of evidence now on brain injury. A lot of research being done where it's repairing the brain. And we've often thought, you know, your brain gets injured, you're done. But it's not true.
Well, I know several people that have had traumatic brain injury, so I'm going to share this with them. What's the blue one?
The blue is great because blue is anti-pathogenic. And so the cool thing is, at the same time as you are experiencing this a cleansing and a calming effect from blue light, you know, your circadian rhythm is really involved in blue light. The Nobel Prize for medicine was actually just offered all about that. But so you can affect the sleep-wake cycle. You can make it so that, hey, in the morning I'm going to wake up a little more chipper and more on time. And my first experience with these lights, I usually sleep in a little bit. I woke up 1 minute before my alarm clock went off. And I thought, well, that's really interesting. I seem to have a better sense of my inner clock working better. And that's blue light will help you with that. But it's also cleansing. So, you know, if you don't want to have pathogens in the gut, think of how many people are working on their digestion. You don't want to have, you know, problems with the sinuses and things like that. All sorts of great things are going to happen when you're working with blue light in terms of cleansing and calming. And then the cool thing is, we are always working with, on all of our pads, the near infrared, and that's beyond your vision. You can't see that, but that's actually has the most research behind it in terms of how it's working with pain relief, how it's working with circulation enhancement, and that's the wavelength that's really getting a lot of play with the research on the brain.
Well, I'm thinking also, so how many people have low back pain, you know, neck pain and so forth?
Well, I'll give you one testimonial on that. I had back surgery when I was 48. And so tendency to really have a lot of back issues. When I started on these lights, no more pain. And I have my own knees. I love that my joints, my back, all. So we teach that in our education, how to use that to work with your posture, and that's resulting in a lot of the pain. But I personally love it for low back pain.
Well, and anymore you see all these problems with the pain relievers, and you start to see you can relieve pain, but how do you help tissue heal? I mean, how do you really do that? And what I love about this is it is an FDA cleared pain relief system. Over the counter, safe to use at home for anybody, right? But at the same time, it's providing an environment for tissue regeneration, so healing.
And that's very different than just masking the pain.
I was just going to say, it's not just symptom control. You're dealing with the cause of the symptom.
That's right.
And then we also, you notice we have several pads. We work with systems that have multiple pads, and that allows us to bring in more of an Eastern medicine or a holistic viewpoint. So that, as one of our coaches said today, she's like, I love it because mostly I'm working with people who have, first of all, they don't even know how to get to a healing place, and it does that automatically for them. And second of all, they have multiple issues, and they don't even know where the origin of those issues are. So we like working with some of those key areas in the body that if they go offline, your liver, your kidneys, your nervous system, if those go offline, then they produce symptoms somewhere else. But most people are trying to deal with the symptom at the end.
Right.
So we work with the beginning game. Like, what do you think went offline first? And it's usually some major organ that's under a lot of stress.
Right.
And so if you can give it a relaxed environment, and then you can give it the environment to come back into a healing, balanced place, good things happen. They always happen. And so that's the result. We just feel like it's always going to work. It's going to work every single time because that's how the body is designed.
Always start with relaxation. When we take the body out of the stress response, we're doing it the biggest favor we can ever do.
Yeah.
Because that's really at the base of most problems.
No, I just read an article recently. It said almost every medical condition is caused by stress of some kind.
Exactly. That's what we love the lights for, is that we can take you out of that space.
When I first learned about how, the lights were working great for my dad, and I thought, great, and I went and tried them, and I had this deep relaxation, and I thought, well, that was good, but of course, I was a busy mom, and just getting a break for 20 minutes was gonna feel great. But then I went to a workshop, and it said, the body only heals when it's in a relaxed state. And I thought, I'm in trouble. And pretty much all my friends are in trouble too, because as a mom of kids and teenage and young kids, we're busy all the time, we're stressed all the time, we're worrying about them all the time. When you can relax from that, so this 20 minutes with the lights, it's like Dorothy clicking her heels and letting her know, like, there's no place like home, and you realize you can get there. And the more often someone gets there, through their yoga, through their meditation, through their prayers, through the lights, the more often you get there, the more you know where there is.
Right.
So you're able to find yourself there more and more often and come from that place of making decisions.
Go ahead.
All of a sudden I remembered the story. So I was at that same conference, and I stepped in to listen to you talk, and you had us writing down a goal. And you said, okay, pick something bold, and it's gonna happen in 12 months from now. And I was prompted to write down, I'm gonna own this company. I'm going to be owning this light company. And I thought to myself, how am I doing this? I don't even know. But I'm going to be running this light company, and I'm going to be making a certain amount of income from that, and certain good things are going to be happening from that. And I kind of tucked it away, and we would say, well, how can we buy this company? And
it
turned out that the manufacturer really wanted to work with us because we are really personable. We can really help people understand how to use these lights. We can hold their hands. We can talk to them. So we provide that human touch, and yet we have this innovative product line that works really well. That's fully guaranteed. That's fully warranted, and they're great at coming up with these really great innovations for it. Let's put it in this. Let's do it this way. So we can be cutting edge technology, and yet we can still have this human touch, and that's really where my mother and I shine. And then we have a whole team of people who love these lights just as much as us, and they can provide that human touch, which is a wonderful blend, right, of technology that's backed up and that's made well, that's FDA cleared and really has a safety and efficacy, and yet also you have this team of people who are very invested in your success.
How do people learn how to use this machine? And then I'm going to ask you how they get involved. People are watching this going, hey, I'm thinking I got to get one for my sister who's just, post-operative and needs this support. So obviously, I think if you're watching this and you're not moved by this, you got to be like, check your pulse, check your breath, make sure you're still alive. So if someone wants to get involved, what do they do? How do they learn about it?
How do they learn about it? Well, first let's talk about how they learn how to use this.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where we really shine. Marta has put together some training that I am so proud of. So we educate people. We know that a happy user of this product means that more people are going to get introduced to light. So we try to make everyone as happy as we can by having them use the lights. I always say we are not going to sell you something that you put in the closet, because there are gadget junkies, This is not a gadget for gadget junkies. This is to use every day like your toothbrush.
So we have a website, shinewithlight.com. So shinewithlight.com would be a great one, and you can click right here and get right on that. And that would be the first thing. You just want to connect with us, or with one of our ambassadors that can really give you that personal touch. So we want people to feel like they have a person to talk to, and that's what you want to do. Talk to us. So shinewithlight.com is the best place to get in touch with us and to learn more. You can learn the details of everything as much as you want, or you can do that 2-week experience we talked about, that 2-week trial. So you can really experience this for 2 weeks, see what that feels like, how your family likes it, your sister, your neighbor can come over and try it. So that's really a very economical, lovely way to find out how this could work for you. And so that would be the next step that someone would want to take.
And the other step is, if you get excited about the lights, we show you how to tell other people. Because we know that our goals and the goal of the team is going to be reached by all of us putting our shoulder to the wheel, a very light wheel, by the way, and just showing up and serving. So we teach people how to show up and serve and share the light. And the abundance comes from that. It comes very well from that.
So there is an income possibility for someone if they want to share the light. They can get other people involved with this and actually make some money as well.
Yes.
And so, what is your ultimate vision? And you have this big vision. You want to light up the world. What does that look like?
Well, this year it looks like at least 200 new members, and a member means someone who's owning the lights. And by the end of the year, we'll be $1 million company. We just started about 16 months ago. So that year was 600,000 plus, and we'll be at $1 million plus at the end of this year. 2022, 5 million. And every million means that there are more and more people on the lights, and that's our goal.
For me, I want to point out one of the reasons why we're here with you is because we have you spoke about your vision that day in April, about almost 2 years ago, of helping people reach their highest potential, and to me that's what someone shining doing. So I don't know if they'll take these lights and then they'll be a better professor or a better teacher or soccer player, but they're going to be the best that they can be because they're literally giving their body that environment, giving their mind and spirit that environment. So that's what it means to me is people being their best.
I think they would be a better professor and a better soccer player, just so you know, given everything you shared. Because when you're relaxed and when you're healthy and when you're vibrant and you're energetic and you're self-confident, how can you not be better at everything you do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you. It's a joy to be able to share this.
No, I love it. I'm glad I'm helping you share it. I'm re-enrolled in the value this has for everybody to be a better person, to be healthier, more vibrant, live longer. You and I are at the age where we want to live longer.
Exactly.
It's a big issue. And I think we're
lot
both
to
doing
do.
pretty well.
We are.
I have a lot to do too.
And live better during the longer.
Exactly.
Yes.
So thank you both for joining me today and for sharing all this wisdom and your commitment to really lighting up the world and having everyone live a healthy, fulfilling, self-actualizing life, to say it better than that. So thank you for joining us. I really encourage you to get in touch with them and to take advantage of this technology. I think it is transformational and can help you live longer, be healthier, and be more vibrant and fulfill your destiny, truly. So take care. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to connecting with you all in the future. Take care.